may, might and will for probability. We use may and might and also the verb will to speak about possibilities or probabilities about things to happen. Take a look at this. What do you think? The boulder will fall on his head or it won't fall on his head? If you look at the tendencies, if you look at the situation, it might look that it is going to fall on his head. Some people might say it may fall and some people might say it might fall. Or some people will say it will fall. So what's the difference between may, might and will? Let's find out. May, might and will. These are known as modal auxiliary verbs. They usually speak about the moods of the verb, means the attitude of the verb. However, the verb will also expresses about future actions or future events. May is used for expressing not only permission but also possibility of something to happen. The negative of may is may not. Means if you talk about something has a chance of happening, you can also say something has no chance whatsoever to happen. But we use may to talk about permission and possibility. Take a look at this lady behind me. She is trying to get into the room. Obviously, people are already inside the room and they are probably busy with something. She needs to get in, but she can't because she has to get a permission from the people who are inside. So she will have to say, "May I come in order to get permission." So may is used for getting a permission from people. Take a look at these two on the rope. They are trying to walk across the rope, and what do you think? It's easy to do? It's definitely not. You see, it's very dangerous to do. So what are the chances that they will make it? There's probably a high chance of them not to make it because the way they are doing it shows that they are not good at it. So if you talk about high chances of something to happen, then you use the word may for it. Now take a look at this example. I may become a doctor means I have a high possibility or high probability of becoming a doctor. That's because I'm working on it. I'm trying to work for it and I'm studying very hard to finish my exams and become a doctor. So that's why I have more chances, more possibility and more probability of becoming a doctor. For this, I use may to speak about it. Take a look at this example. May I drink some water? The student is asking from the teacher. That means the student needs permission to drink water in the class. Generally, in the classroom, we aren't supposed to drink during the class without a permission. So may helps you get the permission. The word may is used to ask for permission. You can see this example. May I drink some water? Now take a look at this example. You see there are two cliffs with a void in between and people are trying to jump across, which is obviously not easy to do. And you can see people are trying hard but they are not making it. They're falling down and they're dying. So here the possibility is that you have very little chance, you have very little possibility of making it across the cliff. For this kind of situation, we don't use the word may, we use the word might. Similarly, if you notice this example, you will see I'm talking about a horse, and in the picture the horse is trying to jump over a cliff to get across to another one. And the possibilities are that the horse might not make it. Might not make it means there is less chance of making it across the cliff. It's dangerous and it's not easy. So chances are less. Because the chances are less, we express the possibility with might. Now let's talk about what's the basic difference between may and might, because I've been saying that may speaks about more chances and might speaks about less chances, but both of them speak about the same chances, probability or possibility. Actually, may indicates, if you look at the figures, may indicates 50-50 chance, might also indicates around 50%, but might is more on the negative side and may is more on the positive side. Means if you use the word may to express a possibility, you are actually referring to a situation that is having more chances of happening. But if you use the word might, it means you are indicating that the thing or the action will have less chance of happening. Will. What's will? Will is not like may and might, but it speaks about both. It speaks about possibility and it speaks about future action. It expresses generally future action. But what kind of future actions? Actions that you are not sure about. Actions which you are very, very uncertain about, or you have a doubt. Take a look at this example. The child is thinking in his mind that he will become a Superman when he grows up. Now, how many Superman have you seen around you? Only in movies or in comics. So is it something that's sure to happen? Do you think you are going to see this child become a Superman? Is it possible, 100% possible? Well, I don't think so. It's a doubtful thing to happen, and that's why we express the future action with uncertainty with the word will. Now, because will speaks about uncertainty or something that you are not sure about, you have a doubt, but we know that it will happen in future. We talk about future actions with will. We can actually make it sound like may, might as well by adding adverbs of probability. For example, definitely. For example, probably. For example, certainly. Or almost certainly. So we use adverbs of probability with will to make it sound like may and might, speaking about probability and possibilities. If you have a look at this, you will see that how the certainty level differs. If you use certainly, definitely, you are speaking about 100% sure, or you don't have any doubts whatsoever that the action will happen or take place. But if you want to sound little less than that, you can use probably and possibly, which becomes equal to 50% or around 50%. But if you want to speak about nothing at all, means it's not going to happen, it's negative, there's no chance whatsoever, then you can write it in negative. Won't, definitely won't, certainly won't. One thing you have to notice is when you write the probability and possibility with will, you have to know that in positive sentences you write the verb first and then the adverb. But when you write the negative sentences, means you speak about zero chances of something to happen, you use the adverbs first and then the verbs. So, will definitely, positive, won't, definitely won't is a negative. To understand this even more deeply and get a clear idea of how this is written in a sentence, positive and negative. Here is a chart for you, a table for you, and you can see the subjects are written in the first column, and then second you have the verb with adverbs. But I have to remind you one thing: if you write a positive sentence, you write the verb first, and then the adverb follows. And then if you write the negative sentences, the adverbs are written first and the verb follows. Then you have the objects, and you can look at the end. The last column tells you how sure you are or how certain you are about these actions to happen in future. You look at the first row and it says 100% sure this will happen. That means you are using I will definitely win the game. So you see, you are 100% sure this will happen. But take a look at the last row. I definitely won't win the game is a 0% sure or certainty is there. So this is a negative sentence and you are using the adverb first following the verb, and it gives you almost 0% surety.